Yo, what up, everybody? It's Up High Pyro, and today I'm gonna do a video on how I fuse my shells. I usually use the green fuse, but I couldn't find it, so we'll use the pink one. But I'm gonna show you guys how I set it up, all 25, and let's go. These are the shells that I'm gonna throw in. It's just gonna be like another mutt rack, but got some tailspin, some geisha 6-inch shells. These are also 6-inch, the tailspin. Some fracture shells, these are ring shells, all ring. Holy Nishiki. And then we also got a sleeve of Master 7 for the finale. I don't have any more salutes. I would have threw some in there, but these are gonna be a little show tonight. Alright. Alright, so right now I'm just putting all the shells in. One thing I did want to go over is whenever you're putting your shells in, you don't want to, I mean, you could put it however you want. I was going to say you don't want to glue it like that, but it doesn't really matter. It's all like a 4. You can go either way, you know what I mean? But this is how I start. I start from here, especially like my starters, which ones I know that are going to start. I'll start with my 5 inches first. So these are all the Holy Nishikis up to here, because there's 6. Then we have our geisha shells, which are 3. And then our tailspins are next. These are also willow effect. So here, so it's just a big like zigzag. So you're going like this, like that, like that, like that, and this is the finisher, the last one. So yeah. Another thing also, I usually do take the caps off, like on the shells, this little black part, just so the fuse is like a bit longer. But this pink fuse is a little faster than the green one that I have, so I'm not gonna trim too much of the fuse itself. I kind of want it to burn a little longer, basically. And if you want to like not have so much trash around, minimize your trash, you know, you could take off the wraps and all that, take off the wraps and the plug. But I'm kind of just doing this quick because I'm going to be leaving here in a little bit. But yeah, if you guys want to have like, I guess, not that dirty of an aftermath, you can do that. But yeah, so I got all the shells loaded in. Now it's time to start connecting them all and making it look pretty. So once you kind of measure out your fuse, however much fuse you need, you know, I kind of just started from like however far, from like this far, and then just like kind of go around. Even if it's too much, it's fine, just cut whatever's left. And if it's too short, cut another little piece off and then do it. It's not too big of a deal. But you'll understand once you like trying to get the gist of how much you get. You know what I mean? For a rack like this. So, you know, you want to have your fuse, have some of these, or you could use tape as well. And then I use nail clippers. I don't really have any other tool that I could use from. Nail clippers work fine just for me. But you could use anything else that can cut through this, just as long as it fits, you know what I mean? Which obviously this is nail clippers for nails. It's not fuse clippers, but alright, I'll get back to you guys once I start connecting them. Just wanted to show you guys everything that you do need. And these are like $4 for like 100 pack or less. Can't really remember. Small ones too. You can get different colored ones. But yeah. So I'm starting right now, and every time you get your fuse that you just cut, you want to make sure that you leave about 2.5 inches of play, or not play, just extra fuse. So when you light it, it gives you enough time to, you know, run back and get your camera ready, or just so you can enjoy the show as well. And something I learned from DJ 314, I got really most of the way I fused this stuff from him. So he has a channel or he has a video about this stuff also, if you want to check that out as well. But this is kind of how I do it. It's the same thing, really, just a little different. But you also want to make sure that your fuses are also as far forward as they can, and then you want to connect them. So just make sure that they're like this, and then you connect it to the pink fuse. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you're like this. Yeah, so basically just make sure that the green fuse is as close forward as possible, and then you put it to your pink fuse like this, and then you put your tape or whatever you're using on. So it could be like this, so it's faster, so that it hits the fuse quicker, instead of like it being all the way over here. You're using more of the pink fuse to get to it when it could just be here. And another thing with the first one, you don't want to trim it. You want it to just be long enough to where it does this, and it still gives you enough time to get back, and then the show goes. So I left the first ones a little longer than the other ones, but this is how they look trimmed. It's a bit cleaner. So I left them a little longer just so we can enjoy the willows from them, because I like these a lot. And then it's gonna gradually get faster, and then it'll cap out. It should. Hopefully it doesn't fuse jump, but they're all about the same in length now. So now we just gotta fuse them. So I'll show you what that looks like right now. All right. About 10 minutes later, with an aching back, done. This is what it's gonna look like from start to finish. Those curves. Boom. And then I also did have a lot left over, but that's all right. All you gotta do is just cut it off right here, and you're good to go. So yeah, that's how I fuse it. And all I gotta do is throw some tape on top, make sure no fuse jumping happens. But yeah, that's how I usually fuse it. This is actually the first time I'm gonna use pink fuse, so I'm not too sure how it's gonna go. That's why I kind of cut these just a little bit and not so much. But let's go see how it burns. Let's see what it can do. And by the way, if there's any pyros out there that have any advice for me, any little tips or tricks, I'm more than happy to, take advice. If any of you guys are beginners out there that want to ask people questions in the comments, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? You have the questions, somebody definitely most likely has the answer to. So yeah, let's go see what it does. One last thing I forgot to mention is when you put all your shells in already, double check, triple check that every single shell that you placed in these tubes are upright. Make sure they're not upside down or anything. Because if you Kato one in a milk crate, that's game over. This thing is going to go everywhere, especially if you have spectators, your family, whatever. You want to be as safe as possible. And I know I'm saying that with a milk crate, but I have racks. This was a buddy's. His Kato'd on him. And I'm going to do a video on this too, but sticking to this, please make sure that all your shells are upright, facing the right direction, and is just, it's good to go. Because that's safety first, you know what I mean? You don't want that to happen, because all these tubes will go everywhere. All right, little mutt rack. Got